Morning. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Boynton Beach. How's everyone this morning? Hopefully good. Slept well. Got some coffee. Wait a few minutes. Everyone to pile in. How's Florida? Florida's great this morning. It's always great. It's beautiful outside. What's the weather outside? 72. Gorgeous. 72 today, 78 tomorrow, 78, 80, 80, 78, 80, 74, 71, 72, 75, 77, 76, 76. It's just every day. Beautiful. This is the time to be in Florida. June, July, August, September, not the time. Don't come to Florida in that time. That is not the time. No, I am from New York. I'm from Long Island, New York. Denny Dimes. Denny Dimes made a name for himself last week. Love to see it. I've always been a very big believer in Danny. So I'm happy to see it starting to work out for him. Miami is great. I came to Miami with the plan to be here for a year, and that is absolutely not what's going to happen. I will be here much longer than a year. At least that's how I feel right now. Already starting to work out some plans for investments here, real estate. So it's a great, very motivating, and just a great environment for me personally. So it's been good. Yeah, it's been a while since I've lived in New York. It's been 15 years, maybe closer to 20 now. It's been a long time. So, all right, guys. Good morning. Welcome back. I love Florida. Let's get started. Yeah, maybe one day, Jacob. Right now, me and a buddy are gonna go into business together. He has a very big real estate background, and he lives here in Brickell with me. So we're gonna start something. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be fun. So good morning, guys. Welcome back to the stream. Hope you guys had a good day yesterday. Finally, some goddamn price action. Finally, the rejection that I have been looking for the last 4 days. It's been a grind. The last 3 trading days, pretty much Friday of last week, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week. Finally, we got something yesterday, but really it's like Thursday, Friday, and Tuesday of this week I've taken losses. And the reason I took losses those 3 days is because I continued to try to trade this supply rejection that was above on the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. I continued to believe that rejection point would come in. And I missed, I was very hesitant to play upside. If you guys were in the Discord and you hear me trade live, you likely heard my hesitation to play upside, because I just knew that level was there and I did not want to trade upside into it. So it was very difficult. I questioned myself multiple times. I missed out on some upside plays that were there but sort of questionable still. And yesterday, finally, it paid for all of those losses and then some. And this morning's looking great as well. So I am happy in hindsight that I believed in that rejection. I believed in my analysis and took advantage of the eventual supply rejection and the very nice move to the downside. But damn, were the last 3 trading days just rough, because I would refuse to play upside. I didn't want to play upside into supply. I hesitated to play anything on the upside. And I was, the last 3 days I was watching it like, Jesus, we're just still going up. Like, this is still just grinding to the upside in such a slow way, such a weak way. And I felt like I looked like an idiot, because I was like, this thing just still going up, but, I can't play this upside. It's just so weak. And so eventually we get paid off for our trust in the levels. So very nice. Very nice yesterday. Awesome downside move. Pretty much caught the entire thing with puts, and holding some into today as well, which are opening up very nicely as well. So we'll see what happens. We have some news today. We have jobless claims that could affect this downside move. So we will have to watch out for that. But let's get started. So let's start with the calendar. Today is the 19th. We have earnings economic calendar. Today we do have Netflix earnings. I will not be playing Netflix earnings. I refuse to. It's not going to be something I'm getting into this year. It's not going to be something that I try to do. I want to stick to my, trades, my technical trades, my setup trades. I'm not going to go wander off into earnings plays. Just not something I feel like doing, not something I feel like risking. I like to sleep. I don't want to try to guess what happens, so I'm not going to be involved in Netflix. If you guys also pay attention to the option premiums, the Netflix option premiums are insanely expensive. And unless Netflix makes a monster move, those premiums are going to get absolutely destroyed by implied volatility. So that is something to watch out for. Insane IV on those Netflix contracts. I would stay far away. If you want to be consistent as a trader, I would stay far away. If you want to gamble, then go ahead and gamble. Tesla, we'll take a look at that. 137 rejection. Awesome rejection yesterday. Definitely watching this one. Microsoft 240. This was a supply level I've been watching, and really nice downside off that. Meta 138. NVIDIA 170 retest is on watch today. Costco, really watching this Costco downside. Really interested in this one. AMD and Apple. So some really, really nice setups out there. If we get downside continuation, I think today could be a really clean day. But we have jobless claims. We have potential demand that could step in. So we have to be able to be looking at both sides, right? We can't get blinded by the downside here. So let's jump into this. The first thing I want to jump into is the economic calendar. Let me pull that up real quick. So the economic calendar, here it is. If we go down, today is Thursday, and you guys can see we have jobless claims this morning. We have building permits, housing starts. So we'll see how that sort of sets up, how this moves the market this morning. We'll see that live here on the live stream. So let's watch out for that. All right, 8:30 jobless claims. We'll keep an eye on that one. All right. So that's really all for the the economic side. Let's pull up the earnings calendar. You can check how expensive contracts are by looking at the IV, the implied volatility. If the implied volatility is, I would say, anything over like 70, 80%, you are playing with some very expensive option contracts. But I think Netflix IV is at like 200%, which is just, it's insanity. It's pretty much you asking to lose your money. It's like going to the dollar store and paying $10 for an item and then going to return it and it's only $1. So you're losing $9 when just buying it. Something like that. It's a similar analogy. Procter & Gamble this morning, I didn't even look at it. I can look at it. Where's PG doing? PG is down the most on my watch list this morning. So it looks like PG is looking to the downside. We'll go ahead and look at it. And then after hours today, Netflix, that's really the big one. And then after that, pretty much just a bunch of regional banks and nothing crazy. So Procter & Gamble this morning, Netflix after hours. We'll take a look at that. That's on the earnings calendar. All right. Let's get started with the futures. So 4 hour on the NASDAQ, right? Here's why I could not play upside. This is what I was being very cautious of and just very hesitant to go for the upside. So you can see right here, right? We were watching this 11,700 area on the NASDAQ. I was very cautious of it. I did not want to play upside into it. It did sort of grind higher into that level. I missed pretty much these last 3 trading days of just this grind to the upside because I knew I didn't want to get too aggressive up here. So you can see, right? Boom, boom, and boom. I mean, just textbook. It really is. So textbook supply rejection on the NASDAQ. Very nice downside, clean downside. Here's what you're looking at today, right? Here's what you have to watch out for today. If you're short, right, you have to watch out for this because this could cause a market bounce, right? This could cause a little short-term demand bounce. And if you are on puts and you're a little too aggressive, right, you got to watch out for this. So I would watch out for this 11,380, 11,400 area. I know it's not perfect, but it's around that area. You guys can see right here, previous highs right here, previous highs right here, previous support right here, previous support right there, right? And so you can see we're sitting sort of right at it. So, all right. All right, first one of the day. Goodbye. Annoying. So previous highs, into support, right? And so we have to at least watch that. We have to at least pay attention to this. We have to at least understand that that is there. If we break this level, if we turn it into a rejection, then you're looking at that downside continuation. But at least we have to be aware of this area on the NASDAQ, okay? I'm definitely I'm definitely watching it. You know, I am in puts myself, so I have to be cautious here. If we get any type of demand bounce, maybe it's a short-term demand bounce that ends up failing, right? That's possible. But if there's anything of a demand bounce here, right, that will affect your puts, and that is very possibly what could happen today. So let's watch out for that, right? Let's watch out for that area. If we go to the 30-minute chart, we can see this a little bit closer. You can see right here, you have this previous high right here. You have this previous support right here. So you're trading right at it. So, you know, ideally, I'd like to see us really, you know, stay below this, really get weak under this and continue because I think your next continuation level is down to this 11,200 area. So we're definitely going to have to be a little bit aware of this area here on the NASDAQ. I don't have like that exact level that gives me the confirmation that we're not going to bounce here. I would say you probably should watch like the 380. I would say the 380 to 400 zone, right? I think that's just about where you could find maybe a short-term little bounce here. 380 to 400, and then if we stay below 380, yeah, you can sort of see it right now in the pre-market. So you see this area right here? See this little consolidation here in the pre-market? This is right around that 380. You can see how it's, sort of rejecting right there, right? So if we stay below here, I would say that's very bearish, this 380 area, 380, 400. That would probably confirm the downside for me. But overall, right, it's a little bit of a messy area, and we have to be watching it. You can see some previous highs, previous lows, and you're sort of sitting right in there, right? So let's watch out for that. If we continue to the downside today, if we lose that, right, maybe jobless claims can confirm something for us, right? Either jobless claims pops or continues lower. If we lose this area, I would say you don't have pretty much any support until 11.2, right? I don't see us holding up anywhere between this zone right here, right? Look at the price action in between 11.380, 11.4, and 11.2. This 200-point range consists of this fake pop, this downside. It consists of this little grind to the upside, and if we start falling into this 11, if we start falling to the downside today towards 11.2, I think it could be very aggressive, right? Because I don't see much support that steps in between this 11.380, 11.4, and this 11.2. All right, so we'll have to see what jobless claims does. We'll have to see if that confirms anything for us, but let's watch out for this level today. All right, ES. Very similar, right? 4-hour supply. This is why I couldn't play upside. This is why I just refused to play upside on Friday, refused to play upside on Tuesday, really refused to even play upside yesterday morning until we got something of a rejection, right? So you guys can see right here, previous highs, right? And then you had some previous consolidation in this area, and then look at this, right? Look at this. Just a perfect push into this area. Perfect supply rejection of these previous highs, and then boom, really nice textbook rejection there on the S&P 500. Now, there is something that was very key yesterday. I sort of want to keep this. Yeah, I'm going to keep this for a video tonight. I'm going to talk about this in a video tonight. So if you want to, I'm going to talk about, like, my video tonight's going to be about key takeaways intraday. These little key things on the technical analysis that can give you confirmation. Really watching the intraday price action. So I'm going to keep that for tonight. But there was something that happened yesterday intraday that confirmed the continuation to the downside. And it was very clean. So I'm going to talk about that tonight. But anyways, previous rejections here, right? Previous support here, previous support here, previous rejections here, previous support here, and you are trading right at it again today. So same thing on the NASDAQ, right? We have to be aware of this potential area. I think this is 39.20, right? I think that's really the level, 39.20. If we go to the 5-minute, you can see 39.20 did turn into a little rejection here in the pre-market. So I'm thinking 39.20. Yeah, the detail that detail I'm talking about was in last night's nightly stream. So if you were there in the night stream, you heard it. You guys can see right here, right? Previous rejections, previous support, and then look at that rejection and look at this support. So today I am watching around 39.20, right? 39.20. If we stay below 39.20, I think you can continue to the downside. I'm looking at it with a bias. Okay. I mean, how is this a bias? How is moving into this high and this high and this high? How is that a bias? That's a supply rejection. Maybe you're just biased to the upside. That is a textbook supply rejection. That's perfect to me. So you guys can see right here, right? I would say look out for 39.20. Look for it to stay below. If it does stay below 39.20, I would say you're probably moving back into the 38.20s, right? That would be my next level to watch. 38.20 right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. That would probably be the next move, in my opinion, if you can get downside off of 39.20. If you stay under 39.20 today, I would say downside continuation. All right? That would be my main watch today. Let me see if I can find that on the hourly. Yeah, so right here. Right here. So you guys see this previous high right here? Right there, that previous high. I would say as long as we are below that, right? As long as we are below this, then I would say downside continuation, right? That'll be my watch today. As long as we are below this little previous high, this little previous high there, and then it was also, you can see right here, previous low. This previous low was 39.20. This previous high was 39.20. So if the market turns into, right, if the market turns that 39.20 into a rejection, then you can have confirmation that we are now trading back below these rejection points. And we can now probably get a little bit more comfortable on the downside move. So that'll be my main watch today. Do we stay under that 39.20? Thanks, Jay Price. This is TOS. This is TOS. All right, so that's the ES, 39.20 today. If you get that downside continuation, I would look for that 38.20. That's the big move, but obviously that would be, that's the consolidation area that I think you could trade into. Of course, jobless claims could totally invalidate what we're looking at here, and we'll have to watch out for that, right? Jobless claims can change what we're looking at here, so we'll have to make sure we are aware of that. All right. 4 hour on the Dow Jones. Dow Jones double top, came into it again, rejected, right? Double top, came into it again, rejected. Goldman Sachs really started this downside on the Dow. When Goldman Sachs came out with earnings, that was the first red day, and then the continuation yesterday. I would say we watch out for support around this 32,750, 32.8, right? You can see right here, 32,750, 32.8. That's the area that I would be watching out for, right? So if the Dow continues lower, I would say 32. You can even watch like the 33,000 lows here, right? This is around 33,000 psych level. That could potentially be an area to monitor on the Dow. But you have these lows around this 32,750. If you break the 32,750 and you turn it into a rejection point, right, then I would say you have more. So watch out for 32,750. Watch out for 33,000 on the Dow. See what it does at this previous demand, right? This could hold the market higher. We have to understand that. We have to be cautious of maybe something holding here on the Dow. We still have to be aware of that. Until we are below that and until we are turning that into a rejection, we have to keep that opportunity. We have to keep that possibility in mind. Russell, you guys can see right here. I mean, is this not perfect? Is this a bias? Maybe I have a bias here. But to me, this looks like a quadruple top. Rejections, rejections, rejections. You trade right back into it, and you have a massive rejection once again. That is pretty damn clear. To the downside, I would watch out for this 1840, 1830 area, this whole area here. This could act as some type of a support. So we have to be aware of that. You can see right here, previous lows, previous lows, previous highs here, right? And then you have this previous high here. So you have a lot of consolidation that's been sort of, or a lot of holds in this area, also a previous rejection right here. You can see previous highs, previous highs, previous lows, previous lows, previous highs. So a lot of area, a lot of congestion in this area between 1840, 1830. So just watch out for that. If we come back down into that level, just be aware that there could be a potential hold at this level if you are short the Russell or any small caps. Just be aware of that area, okay? So really nice supply rejection up here at 1900, textbook rejection, quadruple top really, just a brick wall, nice rejection. Watch out for 1840. Yeah, is ES starting to continue? Yeah, ES is sort of chilling there. What's the NASDAQ doing? Yeah, pretty much chilling at these areas, right? The NASDAQ and ES are still sort of chilling at these potential demand areas, so we have to be aware of that. All right, we can't get too biased here to the downside because you can see this is definitely an area that the market could attempt to hold, right? We have a previous high, previous support. We could try to hold here, and we have to be aware of that. All right. Let's get into some of the names. We do have jobless claims, so we might have to relook at some of this, but let's go into the schedule. Here's Tesla. Here's what you should be watching on Tesla today. I'm going to go to the 4-hour real quick because I want to show you the rejection right here. Look at this just sexy rejection on Tesla at 137. So if we zoom in here, you guys can see previous lows, right? You can see those previous lows formed around 137. Look at what happened when you trade back into those previous lows. Look at that rejection at 137. That's textbook break and retest, right? We're retesting these previous lows, and we have a nasty rejection off of it. That was really nice yesterday. Now, we do have to be cautious of this area of support holding as a demand. We have to be careful of this previous highs holding as a new demand. All right, so if we go into the 30-minute, this area, it could hold, right? This could hold here today on Tesla, 124. Shannon, thank you. $10. Thank you for awesome information. Thank you for being here, Shannon. And thank you for your donation. So 124, right? You can see it. There's just, no way back, or no, I don't know what I'm trying to say. No way to, you can't ignore it. That's what I'm trying to say. You can't ignore it, right? You can't ignore it. You have to make sure if you are in the downside, snazzy. If you are in the downside, you have to be careful of this 124 level, right? So watch out for that. 124 here, 124 here, 124 here. And then you can see we broke it. We had a nice squeeze through it, right? We talked about, this was the squeeze we talked about. We squeezed through that 130 to 137 area, right? Big squeeze through that. But we are back down, and we could see something like this, right? We could definitely see something like this that we have to be aware of if we are in downside. You could definitely see that. So today I would watch 124 like a hawk. Do you hold it? Do you start to see the candles form support there? Or do you drop 124? Do you turn it back into a rejection point? And if you see something like this, then you know the next move, right? If you see something like this where you start to get stuck under this previous rejection point, then you know the next move, right? So let's watch 124. Let's see how Tesla forms there today. That would be my main watch on Tesla. All right. What was the next one I wanted to look at? It was Microsoft. Would I be interested in playing calls if that holds? Tyler, I'm not quite sure yet, man. I'm going to have to really see what the price action is. As of right now, if you're asking me that question as I stand right now, I would say I would rather just not play puts, right? It would be an area that I would rather just stay away of puts rather than try to play calls, right? That's sort of how I'm looking at it right now. Don't play puts if we're holding 124, but with the market, with this first downside that I've seen, do I want to be the first one jumping back into calls there? Not right now, at least. That's my opinion right now. All right. That's my opinion as, I can't predict the future. So what I'm looking at right now, that's what my answer would be. It would be more of a level to say, be careful of puts. Don't get too aggressive on puts there, but also I would not be very comfortable just grabbing calls and hoping that it bounces. All right. So Microsoft, 4-hour, just a sick rejection, right? Sick rejection, previous lows, previous highs, right? You can see the previous lows turned into rejections. We moved lower. We came back into it. Look at the rejection again at 240 area on Microsoft. A nasty, nasty rejection. Really textbook there on Microsoft. Now, what you need to see happen for downside continuation on Microsoft here is a break of 234. Right? If you break 234, that's right here, That's right here. That's right here. If you break 234, that's right here as well. If you break that level, then I would say you move very quickly back down into 230. All right, and I'll go on the volume profile and you'll see this, right? Because you're going to see this area right here does not have much volume. Look at that. Right? Very clean. So you can see we have volume that's stacked up, right? We had a lot of volume stacked up here around that 240 where we rejected that supply level. We came back down. We are sitting at the ledge. It's basically like you are sitting at the ledge of a skyscraper. And you are sitting right at that ledge, which you can see right here. This is your ledge of volume. And if you drop below, right, you have that very big void in price action. Very big valley here. So in my opinion, if you do drop to 234, then I would look for a very aggressive move, maybe back down to the 230s, 231s. Because this area just does not signify much of support, right? How can you tell that there is valleys of price action? Just look at the chart, right? Look at this area here on Microsoft. You can see it is vertically up, and if you see vertically up, you should expect vertically down if you start trading into that level. Now, if Microsoft does hold 234, then that's not going to happen, right? It's not going to happen. But you have to, if you do trade into 234, right? If you do drop below 234, if the jobless claims causes more downside, then, you know, that could definitely work out today. So I would watch that. All right, let's go to the ES. Let's get a good look at what happens here on jobless claims. Let's jump into like the 5-minute, I guess. We'll watch this 39.20 level. See what happens here. Let's see if the downside continuation comes in or if we are going to have to watch out for this potential demand hold off of maybe some jobless claims data here today. So a lower jobless claims would be a bearish signal. More jobless claims would be bullish. Because the more people that are jobless, the easier the Fed can be, right? The more chill the Fed can be. Let's see what the number is. Right now, I'm looking at downside as of right now. We'll see if that holds up. Less jobless is bearish. That means more people have jobs. That means the job market is still hot. And that means that the Federal Reserve still has work to do, pretty much. Housing starts down 1.4%. Wow, housing starts actually down a lot less than expected. So you guys can see right here, housing starts down 1.4%. The consensus was down 4.7%. So housing still going strong on the housing. Okay, jobless claims down 15,000 to 190. That is bearish, right? So you have less jobless claims. That means that the jobs market's still hot. That means that, you know, the jobs, that's what the Federal Reserve has been looking for the jobs market to slow down. So it's still strong. You know, I know that's, you know, it's backwards type of thought process, but that really has been how the market has been reacting to these numbers. The jobs market, if it's strong, it's bearish. Housing starts estimated previous, okay. U.S. building permits. So they expected a very big decline in the housing starts. That's interesting. They expected a 4.8% decline in housing starts. It's not slowing down. Not as much as they expected. It's still down, but not as much as they expected. Jobless claims, so 190 versus 214. All right. So jobless claims is feeding into the bearish the bearish move today. so far at least. We'll see how that flips, but as of right now, jobless claims are feeding into this bearish downside. All right. Tesla, we looked at Microsoft. You can see Microsoft is starting to get under that 234. That could be big there, guys. Watch Microsoft under 234 there. All right. Let's go Meta. So, Meta, right? You guys know if you come to this live stream, you should absolutely know that we've been watching this level. If you have been on this live stream before, you know we've been eyeing this 138 level on Meta. I talk about it every single day. 138 on Meta, double top rejection, a lot of wicks here, very clear resistance area, very clear supply. And you can see what happened here, right? It's very clear. You can see we moved up into 138. We pushed into it, rejected. That was Thursday. Friday, pushed into it, rejected. Tuesday, pushed into it, rejected. Wednesday, pushed into it and rejected. What is that telling you, right? You're triple topping at the exact previous double top. This level is a brick wall, and it is very difficult for Meta to get through it. You had this uptrending channel, roughly, that you were moving higher in, and you broke it yesterday. So, I opened some puts yesterday because of that. If you guys are in the Discord, you know that. And today, they should be looking very nice. So you can see we broke that channel. We rejected that supply. Very nice downside. The next move that I would be looking for here is down to 130. Right, so if we zoom in here on the hourly chart, let's delete that trending channel. You guys can see, I would say your next target would be back at these lows, around 130. 130.50, 130, right in that general area. That would be my next target on Meta. If you find bounces along the way, right, look for those retests. Look for the bounces into the previous lows. That's what I would look for. If you get bullish on Meta today, for some odd reason, right, I would look for that potential push to the upside and maybe another rejection, right? That's possible. So I would watch 133 to the upside, and I would watch, did we bounce on the market? Yeah, we're sort of just holding there. We'll see how that works out. So if you want to look for a bounce, right, if you do get a bounce, I would say either look for the bounce into 133 and a potential rejection, or if you do move down to 130, that could be where this holds up, right? That would be the next level I'd watch, 130 on Meta. Right now, you're sort of in no man's land. So I don't expect Meta to just sit in this area right here. You're either going to see that move down to 130 and then maybe a demand bounce, or maybe you get a push back into 133 and a rejection. But I would say it tries to stay between this 3-point range. After that, right, after 130, you're looking at 128. And then under 128, which I think is the eventual target if this market does continue lower, I think the eventual target here should be this 124 level, right? I think that's where the market should come back down to on Meta right here. Previous highs, pretty much give up. Jared, welcome to the streams, my friend. I think Meta should give up this move, right? I think Meta should probably retest here, and then maybe it can try again to the upside. But I think this is likely the retest level that I would be targeting, back to the 124, right? This would make sense to me. This move to the upside just doesn't seem legit, in my opinion. It's just a very weird sort of break to the upside, and I would expect this to start to creep back down if the market's weak down to 124. That's my main watch on Meta. All right. What is the dollar doing today, actually? Yeah, it's been sort of chilling here in this 102 area. All right. That's Meta. Let's go NVIDIA. NVIDIA 4-hour. So we had a very nice rejection of the 180 on NVIDIA. This was a level I was watching. You can see back here we had that 180. We had that 180, right? This was a previous rejection point. We sort of rejected it here back in middle of December. We came back into it and we rejected it again. Now, the thing we have to watch out for is 170. We have to watch out for 170 because this was a previous rejection point that could be turning into support today. And if you are in puts too aggressively, right, this could sort of mess you up. So just watch out for this retest of 170 on NVIDIA. You have the previous highs here. You have some previous highs here. You have some previous support here. You have some previous rejections here. And you are trading right back at it today. 170, 169, this whole zone right here. So I would want to see NVIDIA really, really give up this 170 area before getting too aggressive on the downside. And just sort of monitor this area around 169, 170. So watch out for that, right? Right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. And you can see we're trading right back at it here today. So watch for that. Watch for that NVIDIA 170. I would say if you can see a very clean rejection of 170 today, then you might be able to get that continuation. Watch for like this 168s. Watch for these previous highs, 166s. But if you do turn that 170 into another rejection point, right, that would be definitely something I would watch for continuation to potentially give up this little 2-day, squeeze to the upside, right? NVIDIA squeezed like 13% in 3 days. If it does reject 170 here, you might have some more downside there. So just keep an eye on that 170 on NVIDIA today. All right. Costco. Oh, Costco. Is that a gap down underneath this level? Yeah, I'm interested in Costco, man. Look at this. Look at this. You don't even want to see the volume profile on this one. Oh, boy. This could get interesting on Costco here. This could get very interesting on Costco here. Look at this. I mean, it's like two different mountaintops with like basically water in between it. Yeah. Costco. Watch out for this. All right. Watch out for this breakdown. I would say 478, which you are trading under as we speak. You've gapped down into this level. I would say the last potential line of support here is like this. I think it's like 475. Let me get that time there. Hold on. I would say like the last even possible level of support is 475.50. Like right there. 475.50 would be like the last maybe possibility of a support area. So watch out for that. But if you drop the 475.50, I mean, I would be shocked if Costco doesn't just slip and slide back towards like this 464. Yeah, I would absolutely be watching this today. That's about all I'll say about that one. 475.50 is your last level of support. I would be watching this here, right? Mike, I don't know about that, man. I don't think we could. I mean, maybe if there's like a Costco penny stock, but no, I don't think so. So Costco, that's big. I would watch it. All right. AMD. Get this volume profile off. 4-hour chart. Yeah, Netflix could shake up the market a little bit, Jamie. Yeah, absolutely. If it's really bad, it definitely could. AMD, right? Look at this 4-hour supply rejection, right? Previous lows, previous lows, previous lows, previous lows. Very, very clear. So you can see all that previous support. Look at what it did here, right? Previous lows into rejections. Pretty much textbook. I'm not going to explain it again. You should know it by now. Previous lows into a rejection. Break and retest. Textbook shit. Just awesome, right? Awesome. Now, here's your problem, right? Here's your problem. If you haven't caught it yet, here's your problem. You are back at previous support and previous rejections. This could turn into a support level. So you can't get too aggressive until it really gives you that confirmation. Why? Because you might hold here, right? You have support there. You have rejections here. You have a rejection here. And so you could potentially try to hold that 69 level. I would want to see, does AMD try to hold 69 today? Or does it break under 69, turn it into a rejection? And if it does, I think your downside continuation is there. So I would watch 69 today on AMD, really textbook rejection at 73, and then I would look for that slip under 69. Apple, daily chart really break and retest, to be quite honest. It's pretty nice. You guys can see it right here. Here's your daily chart. You can even go to your weekly chart, and you would see it there as well. It's a little bit harder to sort of notice here on the weekly, but weekly lows into a potential weekly wick rejection. Not quite red yet, but if we go to the 4-hour chart, we can see this as well. All right, this whole area on Apple between 134, 137, 138 area. This was previous, wicks here, previous support here in this area, previous rejections here in this area. This whole area, to me, is a tough level to get through on Apple. You can see we pushed into it, we rejected, we're back below it, and this could be very interesting. If we start to continue lower on this market, this could be a very nice rejection play. I would probably be watching, if I go to this shorter term, I would just be watching some of these previous highs. So right here, I would watch this like 133 level. If you break that, I'd watch probably these lows here around 131.60s, 131.70s. I would just sort of zoom in and watch some of these previous highs and previous lows. But when we zoom out and we look at that bigger picture, right, this definitely to me looks like a very clear previous lows into rejections. And if we continue lower on the market, I think Apple could be a prime candidate for some downside as well. All right. So Apple, AMD, right? Meta, another one I'm watching. Tesla, 124. Costco, 475s. NVIDIA, 170 retest. Do we lose it? It looks like we are losing it. We're right under it. So that's going to be interesting. Look at this today. Look at us right under 170 today. So that's real interesting. I'm actually going to put this like that. So we are right under that 170. So if we stay under this 170 today, very nice. All right, let's get a quick refresher on the futures. Futures are just doing nothing. Still under some key. Look at that rejection at 380. Damn. If you guys could take 1 second out of your day, press the like button. That would be fantastic. Trying to get to 1,000 likes per stream. That is the goal of 2023. If we can get to 1,000 likes per stream, we usually have about 1,700 people here. That means we only need 1,000 of you to press the like button. If you guys could do that, that would be fantastic. All right. Here's our ticker form for today. Coinbase, Snow, Square, mRNA, and Snap. Siva, I will throw in Airbnb for you there. All right. So Coin, Snow, Square, Airbnb, Snap, and mRNA. Let's go quick. Got to go quick here. Coinbase. It's popped up recently due to crypto. If you think that crypto move starts to die off, then I would expect downside. This is a terrible spot for Coinbase, though. I don't really like where this is at. Watch out for that 45 demand, right? See this support here. See this rejections here. I would stay away from Coinbase, personally. I don't want to even influence you to look at Coinbase, to be honest. Snow. Really nice potential rejection here, right? 150, look at this. Previous lows, rejections. Could be very nice. However, just watch out for the channel. It has been in a channel for quite some time. So I'd say it's trading between 150, 130. You got to short the highs and be careful of the lows here. Square, I would say watch out for a hold of like the 70 level. Previous highs here. If it loses this 70, then, right, if you lose that 70, you might have some downside here. So watch out for that. If you lose this 70 level on Square, you might have the downside with the market. mRNA rejected that high, right, rejected these previous wick highs, and I would it's again, mRNA is biotech, so I don't love technical analysis on biotechs because it's so influenced by news, but I'd probably look to see if it can trade back to the 188 area, right? 188. I mean, I wouldn't trade mRNA I would not touch mRNA with a 10-foot pole here. It's in the middle of this just random channel. You have no idea where mRNA is going today. It's in this. It's not at a key level. It's just sort of sitting in this channel. It's just nothing there, all right? Snap. Why are we looking at Snap? I don't know. If I could guess, I would guess down because I wouldn't be looking at Snap worth shit. Stop trading Snap. Airbnb. Yeah, that's a nice level. See, this is a stock that's at a level, right? This is a stock that is at a level. This is what we like to see. We can actually play off this level. You can see right here, previous lows, previous lows, previous rejection, right? The rejection that just came in. So I like this, right? This is actually at a key level. Previous support, into rejections, into a rejection. So this could be something you could play off to, all right? You could play. So I like this. So watch out for Airbnb 103 area, 102, nice rejection, previous rejection was a previous double top or double bottom. That is something you could look for, right? What is common between all of the stocks that we looked at today? They were all coming off key levels, key previous lows into a rejection there. NVIDIA coming off a key 180 rejection point back at 170 key level. Tesla coming into that key level at 124, right? We want to be playing stocks that are at key levels. A stock like mRNA, right? Where's your key level? Your key level is down at this 188. So you can see we're too extended past that. Where do we trade this? How do we know which way this is going to go? Right? We got to make sure we're... Oh, yeah. Let's look at Amazon real quick because this is a nice one. So Amazon, another one really quick. 97, right? 97 was our key level. Perfect rejection there. And look at what happened at 97 yesterday. Right? We got back under 97. And look at the rejection that came in right at that 97 level. We couldn't get above it, and we faded off that level. Now, if we go to the hourly, look at this. 93, right? 93. If we are under 93, then I would say you can get some continuation, but watch out for this 93 here, right? That's that previous low. Watch for 93 today. All right, that's all I got. Have a fantastic day. Thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. If you did, press the like button. We need about 300 more of you to press the like button, and we can get to 1,000. If you enjoyed the stream, press the like, subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you have a fantastic trading day. Some really nice setups out there. Watch the market. Make sure not to be biased today. Make sure to look to see what the intraday move is on the futures. Do the futures continue their breakdown? Do the futures find a demand bounce? Do not be on the wrong side. If you're on the wrong side, admit it and take your loss. Do not fight it and fight it and fight it. We could bounce today, right? Maybe you have to hear that. We could bounce today off those demand levels on the ES and NASDAQ. We have to be aware of that. If we do not and we continue to slip, then there's a lot of nice setups out there. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Thanks, Blackbean. I sent a couple messages to your contact form, but haven't heard back. I will check out the emails today, Joe. I can't get to all emails very quickly. I'll try to get back to it. Plur. Hey, there's Tesla. Hey, Tesla. All right, guys. Have a great day, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Peace out.